already we have one owner out there who's essentially created a junkyard that the city hopefully will be regulating and cleaning up. And again, Waste Connections may have plans to do some nice things, but I think once SID loses control of the land specifically that fronts 289, we really lose control as a community on what can happen to that land. And so I would encourage SID to consider if they want to work with Waste Connections on beautifying some of the land along 289 for an entrance, but to not lose your ownership of that. And that ownership is really our ownership as a community. I think that in talking briefly today, that there seems to be, there might be 5 or so acres back at the very corner that they're interested in that 18-acre tract that really could be useful for their operations. I don't think that really fundamentally changes the way it looks and feels to traffic on 289. And so there might be a proposal that allows them to gain some land back in closer to their operations without selling any of the land that really fronts 289 that's highly visible from 289. And so I would just encourage the commission to either delay a decision or to make a different decision if we're headed towards possibly selling 18 and 5 acres, which would be 23 acres total. I would just oppose that and ask that you oppose it as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anybody else? There's nobody else for all business. We will start with the Waste Connection land purchase.
These two tracks to offer us, and I thought that I had driven out there and looked, but listening to Jonathon, maybe we should be more mindful of what goes up closer to 289, and I could have misread the whole map, but I've been out there looking at it, and I sure